Share the video, it's important. Share the video, share the video. I've got a lot of stuff to share with. Lots of stuff. Not changing. We are who we are. Hello, intro. Hi, Cash. Hello, Helen. Share the video, it's important. Yeah, it was. It's cold here. That's why I'm playing music to warm me up. Bring it up.
You're doing alright, like money running real nice.
Hey, Derek, sir. 30 seconds.
Look how things happen now. Look how things happen now. So let me hug up and squeeze you. I don't even want to leave you. I don't know when we bounce up again.
20 seconds. Share the video. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. 10 seconds, then I'll go into it. 10 seconds. Hello, Chelsea. Good night, Sunil. How are you, sir? We stay strong, brother. 5 seconds. Night Wandel. Roughneck Wandel. The hammer them. You still up in England? Enjoy the cold weather, Chelsea. 5 seconds, and we're ready to go. We're going straight in. 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. All right, everyone. Good evening, or good night, depends on where you are, right? Welcome to the PP world, right? Which is our world. Anyhow, sheep lives matter. Hello, Helen. No, you caught me on the live now. Sheep lives matter. So, Friday night, someone broke into Rowley's sheep pen in Mason Hall, and they stole all the sheep. So now, what he did is that what you guys don't know in Trinidad, he went and he got the Defense Force helicopters, the National Security helicopters to come to Tobago, searching for his sheep with ground forces on the ground, looking all over. We had woven wood blocks in Tobago, looking for his sheep, because they couldn't find his sheep. They locked down the port in Scarborough, looking for Rowley's sheep. And he couldn't find the sheep. After all the security, the rolling wood blocks, all the national security helicopters, the ground troops, they couldn't find the sheep at all. So what he did, he went after a journalist, because one journalist called Skippy Barrington. I mean, he and I don't share the same political views, but they detained him for 9.5 hours because they're thinking that he took the sheep from them, or he had conspired with someone. I had nothing to do with it. He was all the way in Trinidad, right, on a radio station when it happened. This is the kind of BS we having, right, as a joke for a prime minister. BS and joke. $5 billion for national security, right? And yet our fishermen and our people are being kidnapped. Right now, we have 5 fishermen being kidnapped right now in Venezuela, and they're asking for $500,000 and an iPhone right now. And there are pictures of them being tied up and you have about 6, 8 or 9 Venezuelans around them with that M16 pointing at them, right? Threatening them, they say they'll kill them. You don't get that money, right? 11 blasted Coast Guard boats, relatively new, parked up. And all the time we're talking about border security and border security and border security, and he has done nothing. They don't care. They don't care. Don't you understand? They do not care about you. Why should you care about them? Right? People are getting murdered and killed every day, but you wouldn't send national security helicopters to go after to go and look for people. But you went and you bought security assets, state security assets, to go look for sheep. Who mad? We or them? We must be more mad to bring that piece of garbage into office, because he think he's Maduro, and he think that because of that he's a dictator. And we're going to put a stop to all this, because all they do is steal everything that we got. That's all they care about. Steal, 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 steal. Right? And I'm not trying to complain or whine or anything like that. I'm just giving you a perspective of what exactly go on. And everybody, and you want to know why we are how we are, and why we are where we are. I don't support I'm just being honest, straightforward. I don't support the PNM. I don't support the UNC. I don't support none, because between them, $3 trillion have been stolen from us, and we want to know where all our money went. How can I support them and they have stolen our money? I don't understand this. It makes no sense. That money could have been used for your children, to improve the road service, the roads, improve your health care. Instead of paying all this money for health care and you get nothing in return. I'm kind of like relatively healthy, right? More or less. And I'm paying right now about $190 a month for healthcare, because I took the basic one, and what that guarantees me, if I'm involved in an accident or something happened to me on the highway, and they need me to get the triage or trauma pretty fast, as part of my payment, I'll get a helicopter to land on the highway, pick me up, and send me across the triage or to the hospital, right, within 15 to 20 minutes, right? And all we asking for is pay attention. That's all we're saying. Is your welfare, your being. Why wave a flag and support a political party when they have no plans and they don't care for you? Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Do we hate ourselves that much that after a while it becomes like, it's normal for us? This self-hatred, it gets so deep in us that it becomes normal, and it's normal for us to give away our power by our vote and give it to them, and then they give it to their finances, right? And they live in hand to hug. Yeah, you're right. Our beautiful women. Our women are beautiful, and our women are missing. A lot of our women are missing, right? And what are they doing about it? Nothing. How as a man can stand here as a man and see a lot of our women are missing, right? No helicopters for them. No soldiers going into the bush looking for them or anything like that. But at the same time, using our state assets to go look for blasted sheep. Right? What kind of madness? We mad. We allow him to be mad. We allow him to do what he want, because we felt that when we done the exchange, right, from Kamala, that everything would have changed, and he realized that everything got worse under him, right? Both of them ignored both of them, right? This is what they're doing, right? Nobody, I ain't seen no helicopters in the sky for fishermen who are detained, who are held and kidnapped in Venezuela. Where's the helicopters? Where's our Coast Guard boats, right? Monitoring our shores, right? Right there in Cedros. Still parked up there because they allowed this to happen. And this same company that bought it from Hostal, right? There's a whole report about this. I read the whole report. I'm going to post it like sometime this week. And it shows you what's going on. Either through sabotage or because of the boats themselves are not seaworthy like they claim it to be, right? How the radar is going down, the lidar is going down, right? Which is like the infrared radar, right? It's also going down also. It's like it's been deliberately destroyed, right? And at the same time, some of the crewmen on the Coast Guards are refusing to go out to sea. They're literally refusing to go out to sea. And what they say, operationally, we only have 2 strong crews who are willing to go out to sea, right? The rest of them want to stay back at base and they want to hang by the shore. Well, you know what? This is where leadership comes in. You fire every single one of them bastards who don't want to go. You're in the Coast Guard and you don't want to go out to sea. You need to go. Get the hell out of here one time. I will go get the fishermen and I'll get them a badge and tell them, hey, you know what? Here, what? Guard the coast for us. And this is what happened. And we pay you the same salary they got. And they'll jump at it. Right? We are deliberately mismanaged. Us, our people, we who we are. And every single time, and what scares me is that when you're in the cemeteries, they will always tell you in a cemetery, when you look at a cemetery, don't look at the fact that someone died and got buried there. Look at the fact that you're seeing a whole bunch of buried dreams and ideas and possibilities that could have been had, but for the lack of of that person moving forward with that idea and a possibility or the environment they live in, right? They can flourish an idea and reach their true potential. And this is where the issue lies. We're not reaching our true potential because the environment in which we live and set up in is not set up for our true potential. This is where the problem lies. But yet, you want to take state assets to look for sheep. I mean, come on, man. What is that all about? I mean, wrong. Right? I'm just saying, I've always said this. People, when we were in the 70s, we had more kind of fortitude and that kind of daring and that kind of idea of a kind of a adventurous spirit and punching above our weight than how we are now. Now we're so emasculated and we're so wussified that we're scared of our own shadow and everything like that. Why? Right. And I'll just give an example. And I'm going to start posting some of these so you kind of have an idea and a perspective of who we are and what we are. And not because things are the way how it is now, that means our energy and our spirit's supposed to die down with it too. We don't go along with that. So I'm going to post about these people. Audrey Jeffers, right? And you guys don't know who Audrey Jeffers was, but she was a famous, but she's a kind of socialite, kind of sort of. But at the same time, she had believed in women and children suffrage, and she did a lot. And she created one of the things in Trinidad called the Breakfast Shed. And those who are not familiar with the Breakfast Shed is like a school feeding program. And what it was that before children go to school, they can have a good meal and a good breakfast before they go to school. I am a recipient of that. Because at the time growing up, when my father died when I was 3 years old, and we couldn't afford it, we went from riches to rags, and we couldn't afford much anything. That was one of our main breakfasts for me and my brother growing up. We'll go to the breakfast shed, and then they'll have lunch and have nice, well thoughtful meal planning, and we'll have lunch there, and that'll give us food in our stomach for us to keep on to study for the rest of the day at the school. Right? Audrey Jeffers. And I'm going to post everything about her. Interestingly, right? And this is a Trinidad woman. Audrey Jeffers influenced Stokely Carmichael. And you know Stokely Carmichael, he was the one who had helped start the Black Power movement in Trinidad. He influenced the Black Power movement in Trinidad to create the school feeding program for them. When they died down, the school feeding program was picked up by the USDA, by the United States government, and that's how the United States government end up with their own school feeding program. So you see, one Trinidad woman, right, started a whole chain custody of ideas going all the way down, and influenced, right, the United States government in providing free lunches. That's why there's free lunch in high school, and all indirectly was because of this woman. So when we talk about us and we say we're small and we decide, yeah, we'll be small, give them a small space. But the idea is that we have always had this kind of sense of changing the dynamics of things around us. And we don't even understand our true potential. And that is why we stand up for what we do and what we believe in, because of the fact, thank you, Empress, right? Because of the fact of who we are. And we need to stop with the self-negativity, right, and the self-hatred, and start loving ourselves and see our true potential for who we are. Because where we are and who we are, we have influenced a lot of people around the world. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. We got to stop that nonsense. And this is part of our issue why we go with one party that destroys us, and another party that destroys us more. So what's the difference? Destroy us or destroy us more? What's the difference between one or the next? Ain't no difference because the same crap. It's that one do faster than the next, but all head towards the same end, your own self-destruction. All because you decided, because of your own self-hatred, to say, you know what, I'm going to take my power and I'm going to give it to them so they could help destroy me and my children and my seed, and my DNA will never carry forward, right, for the next 500 years, 1,000 years, because the way how I felt about myself. I don't think about the children anymore. This is madness. We can't think like that anymore. That's why we do what we do. We do what we do, right? And I'm gonna bring up Audrey Jeffers. I'm gonna bring up Stokely Carmichael. I'm gonna bring up even the infamous ones, Nuff. That's another story by itself. Michael X or Michael De Freitas, and I give an interesting story about him. And even though he was hanged in Trinidad, but what he did to the British government, right? And also the Labords. I'll tell about the Labords, how they circumnavigate the whole damn world by themselves, right? How a Laborde and his wife, right? He had big balls and circumnavigate the world twice. And that's in the damn 70s, right? So we'll always have this kind of a restless energy and that kind of output to do things and change things around and everything like that, and everyone follow us, right? Why are we this kind of a dead kind of a, you know what, we can't do that. We sit down, it can't happen. You know what? I just don't want to vote anymore. I just want to be by myself because of that self-hatred. Gotta stop that nonsense. We have changed things a lot. Like my twin uncle, when I came to the United States, I stayed with him. Me and my brother stayed with him. My twin brother stayed with him. And he used to work for a furniture company. They used to manufacture furniture. And he was always a tinkerer and an inventor. That's just always been like that. And he had designed and made a pallet jack. He designed and made a pallet jack, right? And he had used for the pallet jack itself, it wasn't really springs he had used, because he knew pneumatics and was able to use compressed fluids in order to move the pallet jack. When our company went under and he got a severance, they took his idea, and instead of compensating him for the idea, they went to the patent office and create that and took it and claimed as theirs. Now pallet jacks are everywhere right now because of him. All because of him. Until the day he died, instead of him fighting to get his patent, he refused to do it. I know he made a lot of money, but he refused to do it, and all he did was grumbling about it. These are the kind of things I'm talking about. We have done so many things, the energy and the resources and the intelligence and everything like that, and at the same time, we want to squash it. Why? It's like you're voting for the PNL and you vote for the UNC because I'm black, you're Indian, so we can't talk to each other and everything like that. But they share the same damn space, right? So one today is one for you, the next day one for me, and everything like that. But we can never come together and use our shared resources, shared minds, right? And use that hive intelligence to move our country forward. We never have that We never have that until now. Now is the time. Here's a party, here's a vehicle, this is what we're doing, right? Look right now. I'm just giving an example. We're doing a PEP marketing, and what it is that we're gonna bring together small, not retailers who have little products they want to sell under one roof, and we're gonna bring them there and we're gonna expose their products to the rest of the public. And then internationally, we'll be doing that, because on the international side, we'll be doing that also. And just to let you know, I've met a couple investors during this week and everything like that. I've met a couple investors, and they're willing, and this is no lie, they're willing to finance any project. The only problem is that the threshold of financing is kind of high and it's very narrow, but they're willing to finance any project in Trinidad and Tobago, not even here, but Trinidad and Tobago, between 20 million US dollars to almost 20 billion US dollars. But these are hedge funds. So they're willing to do it, and the interest rate I think is about 8%. That's it. And I was shocked. So you know, of course, I'm kind of skeptical. Like, 8% hard money, that don't seem right. What's the deal? So apparently, what it is that these are huge hedge funds, and sometimes, many times, what happens is that they make so much money sometimes that they end up with a huge tax liability. So they rather fund a project in order to lower their tax liability. It's kind of convoluted, but in a sense, that's what happens. So they have the money. The only problem is that because of the fact of the tax category they were in was only real estate transactions. So I told my other broker, that's okay as well, but I want to look for other investors who are willing at the same interest rate, more or less, to fund projects in Trinidad and Tobago and everywhere else, right, at the same 8%, but as low as 30,000, come all the way up to maybe $5 million. Because the intention is to empower our people. If you can't get the funding from these bastard banks and everything like that, screw them. We're gonna create our own funding, and we're creating our own marketing team up here, so we can market our products and bypass the banks. Right? You ever go to any consulate here or in Europe or anywhere else trying to be a consulate? It's the most laziest people you'll ever find up inside here. Lazy bastards. Sit down, do nothing all day. Nothing all day. And your taxpayer money is paying for these bastards. And they do nothing. Nothing for us all day. Right? Except to look good. That's all they do. Right? But we're going to change all that. Everything we're changing. We're not walking the walk, we're talking the talk. We're not talking the talk, we walk it too. We walk the whole damn thing. This is what happened. Right? We're doing everything. So in essence, what we're trying to do is empower our people. We're empowering them. Yes, we are going to have, is it sticking? Navid, I'll check it. We are going to empower. The intention is to screw them who want to hold you down, and all they want to do is to slap you down, and they don't want you to have what you have. What we're going to do, we're going to change the whole dynamic. And our dynamic is that we're going to empower the people from the ground up, so by them being empowered now, they will be able to provide better for their family, and rely less on the damn stupid government, even though they're paying taxes to the government. Right? This is what happened. This is the problem we have, especially with Sandals. Same old crap, same old crap, same old crap. Same thing with Sandals. Same thing. Sandals was going to come into Tobago, and we're going to give Sandals $7 billion of our money, and then Sandals was going to make all the money, do all the booking in foreign. So when Sandals owe us $80 million US in terms of not wage and salary, but in terms of taxes, Sandals will come to you and say, you know what? I don't want to pay you. It's sticking again. I don't understand that. I don't know why it's sticking. On my end, it look clear on my end. Maybe it's you guys down there. Try to refresh your phone if that's happening. So what happened is that Sandals is coming in. Sandals comes in and say, you know what? I owe the country $80 million. It was $80 million, right? It was $80 million. Then what happens is that they're going to give you $40 million and tell them, you know what? If and then the government will reply, well, you owe us $80 million. Sandals say, well, hey, you got a choice. Take the $40 million, or I'm going to pull out. I'm going to pull out for 3 months, and let me see how you're going to employ all those 3,500 people at low wages right now. And not create a NARAD. That's the game. That's the game they do. Because they take advantage of our resources. Like what's happening in Venezuela right now. We stand with the people of Venezuela. Right? It's not a nice thing to come into your own country and have people stealing your resources left, right, and center. And you just stand there and take that crap. Right? We don't take that crap. And this is what I'm trying to say. We stand with the people of Venezuela right now. And all the drug and gas field, what's happening in the drug and gas field is that what Trump had signed, what really he had signed, is that any money coming from Venezuela to U.S. companies, it will no longer be going back to Maduro in Venezuela. The money will now be going to Guaido, who's the opposition interim president. That's what it is. So now what happened is that PVDSA, which is a Venezuelan oil company, owns Citgo. Citgo is a huge American oil company here. They own it outright. But what happened is that money was lent to Citgo and the Venezuelan major oil company by the Russians and the Chinese. So what happened is that the Venezuelans were selling oil to the Russians and the Chinese to get it refined. But they were not getting any cash back because they owe the Russians and Chinese so much money. So 20% of their exports was going to the United States, go to the oil refiners in the United States. The oil refiners in the United States would love Venezuelan crude because they can buy it at a low margin and refine the crude and send the gasoline back to Venezuela. At the same time, they can cream off of it and take the diesel and sell it back to the United States at market prices. So Venezuelan crude was essential for a lot of oil companies because they were making refiners because they're making a lot of money, right, off the Venezuelan crude. But now, instead of sending the money back to Maduro, they'll send the money back to Guaido, which is the opposition interim president. That's what the real deal is. So what happened was that with this Dragon Field deal that Trinidad and Tobago made with Shell Oil Company and the Venezuelan Oil Company, meaning that there now has to be transparency. If there's any money to be made, the money cannot be sent to Maduro at all. And that is why we're always running up and down and he's getting mad because the money couldn't be sent to them. When it happens, they gotta send to the other guy, which is Guaido. That's where the issue is. And then he has to open it up for transparency to see what the real deal is. And that's what he doesn't want because a lot of backhand deals has been going on. That's why it's in secret. How could you have a government you elect and they do everything in secret? That makes no sense. No sense. And they were elected to conduct affairs, the country's affairs on your behalf. But yet they want to do things in secret away from you. And you getting the power by you actually taking your vote and giving to them. Right? Because they're supposed to be custodians and stewards. Not owners and controllers like how they destroyed Petrotrin. Think, man. Everybody think. Right? That is why you have to be self-aware and aware of things around you and what you are and who you are and your potential. You don't let this is what these fools have been doing. They use us. $3 trillion and you have all the black areas, Mova, Beatam, Lavantil, Sea Lots, in back of there, right? All this place water hole, right? Every single place is in there. You're supposed to be a so-called black party, but every area where there's majority black areas is the poorest area and a damn hot spot. Explain that to me. Explain that damn thing to me. So who's stupid? They stupid or we stupid? That is what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. Think about it, right? It's a lack of self-awareness. And this is the issue we're having. The full lack of self-awareness. And who want to play the stupid prejudice politics and all that bullshit. Right? Listen, okay, we all came from somewhere. Our ancestors came from somewhere. They suffered to bring our family or our parents or grandparents or great-grandparents to here. We're here now. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We don't all join together and move the country forward, or we're going to keep fighting and we're going to end up back to the 18th century. Is that what you want? Right? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of nonsense. And it's time for us to start empowering ourselves and empowering other people and show them. Right? Stop letting people manipulate you. Thank you, Helen, for that. Stop letting them manipulate you. Stop playing the game. Cut out with the nonsense and with the stupid game. Cut it out. Right? If you're supposed to be one people, we focus on one people and move the country forward. Right? If we were in the office, I'm telling like it is. When we get into office, two things we work on. The low-hanging fruits, we have a lot of plans. We have spent hours, hundreds of hours, working on all these different plans. What if scenarios? Over and over and over and over again till we, right, on the advisory council till we get it right. Right? Sometimes we argue, we yell, right? I personally myself, right, as over easily 200 hours. 200 hours of being grilled, going back, refine, change things again, go back again, change things again. Those are in advisory council. They know what we're talking about, right? The first thing we got to do is two things. What if scenario we don't have any money? We have a plan for that. We got a plan for that. We got a plan to bring the jobs back. We got a plan to not only just regular agro-processing jobs, and tourism jobs, but also jobs in, right, high-end jobs like robotics, artificial intelligence, right, and deep and medicine, right? We have plans for all that. We have people waiting on the wings, begging us and saying, you know what, when you guys get to office, give us a call. We don't mind bringing 300 students down here, right, to create a satellite class and everything like that, so they could do the doctorate or the PhD and everything like that. At the same time, we're garnering, right, hard currency at the same time. And while they do that, what we're gonna have now is we're gonna have that technology trickle down. So now your son he may be graduated from University of West Indies. He may have a degree in biochemistry. So now guess what? But here's a company right now that's doing the research and development who have over $2 billion US of research and development money. We have attracted them. We bought them into Trinidad. I'll get to the Moruga rice. Trust me, right? So we bring them to Trinidad because the power is cheap. So therefore, when they do a lot of the automation and the robotics engineering and everything like that, the power cost is cheaper for them. So therefore, in exchange for them to bring their research and development, they gotta hire 40 of our graduates. We hire them, or 40 graduates come in and they get involved. They know artificial intelligence, they know robotics and everything like that. Now what happened now? Your children being extremely bright, highly intelligent, they're gonna do that. They're gonna spin off and form their own company, and that's what they're gonna do because now they have the technical knowledge now. So they go in there and they form their own company, 2-3 companies. Go make the venture capital rounds, make more money, and now they want more students now. So all of a sudden now, the University of West Indies can't produce enough graduates and students in order for them to have all these different companies, right? This is what happened. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. For one idea, that's how we're gonna attract them. We're gonna use our cheap power, right, as an incentive and inducement to bring them back here, do research development, and they'll absorb our graduates. They get paid, the money circulate. At the same time, we use that Moruga rice. Moruga rice is very interesting because Moruga rice is actually an old rice that they thought they had lost for over 200 years, and now it showed up in Trinidad now. So that's a boutique rice, and this is where a rice that we can have a high cost for a low volume, and that's why I call it boutique. So now we can sell the Moruga rice, start the production, and because it's Moruga rice and where it's made, you don't have to make too much of it. That's the trick in it. It's just enough to bring the cost up. So therefore, let's say a regular pound of rice is, let's say, $7. Moruga rice will be $25 and the market can bear it because it's something unique and it's boutique, and they will buy it. And now we're getting more foreign exchange. And now because of that, now with the Moruga rice, they decided to say, you know what, we're making so much money, let's expand the amount of acreage that we have. And this is how gourmet rice, thank you, Helen, that is how you do things. That is how you do things, and you start creating more and more jobs, right? This is what we are focused on, all these different things. We are focused on agro-processing, hydroponics. We are focused on, our marine industry, right? Which is huge. We haven't even tapped into our marine industry as yet, in terms of our marine resources. Listen to this. Let me take some water. I'll take ginger tea. Ostal, the same company where Rowley had given them money or took a loan to put the two new Sea Bridge ferry in time of 2020 and another destroyer for the Coast Guard. So the Philippines wanted to buy 2 boats from the same Ostal company. The Philippines went and told Ostal, we're gonna buy the boats from you, but guess what? The welding and the fabrication has to be done in the Philippines. Not in Australia, but in the Philippines. And they wrangle with it until they actually agree that they're going to do all the welding and the fabrication in the Philippines, because the Philippines was smart. It was going to create jobs in the Philippines. Why we didn't do the same ideas? Why is it we didn't do the same ideas? Why we for those boats? Because we have world class #1 welders. Why we couldn't have them have it fabricated in Trinidad, and then they'll put the rest of it as part of the agreement. Thank you, Challenor. I appreciate that. Right? This is what I'm talking about. They don't have a clue about nothing. And that scares me more than anything else. Because when you have a whole bunch of people who have degrees and doctorates and Dr. Kaka and everyone, and don't have an idea exactly what things are and how to create entrepreneurship, and how to create an environment, right, that facilitate entrepreneurship, and we can bring more jobs, and we can ease the tension and the stress in the population, we got a problem. We got a huge problem with that. Right? So we got to buck up, man. Get serious and buck up. Like I said, you don't have to like me. You don't have to like Philip. It's about personalities, man. It's about principle and what we need to do to make our country move forward. If you want a future for your children, if you want your DNA to move forward and everything like that, and protect and save your children and your grandchildren, well, you know what to do. You gotta do the right thing. One more thing here, and then I'll leave you all alone and everything like that. We have the PEP have a market. We're gonna have an open air market for budding entrepreneurs and everyone who have a product for sale. And I'll tell you what it is. Hold on. It's this Saturday. I didn't get that address. My error. It's this Saturday. No, I'm sorry. Saturday, February 16th. I apologize. February 16th, Pet Market. Saturday, 16th February 2019. Right? You can call Felicia Hole at 769-4590, or you could call our party at 347-4PEP. Again, Felicia Hole's number 769-4590 or 347-4PEP. Right? This is what we're doing. We're trying to create new budding entrepreneurs and open up to the public. That's Saturday the 16th of February 2019. Right? Just to let you know. And the South office is open 137 Manahambri Road in St. Madeleine every Saturday, same time as 19 Stanmore Avenue. And the New York PEP number is 347-500-1457, 347-500-1457. And that's why we're doing all of the marketing, because we get everything together where we can start marketing Trinidad and Tobago products. So therefore we can get raw foreign exchange to come back to Trinidad and Tobago. So therefore our people will be more empowered. We're doing all this. I don't know what happened, Challenor, why is sticking. We're doing all this for you. Right? All this for you. Right? With money out of our pockets to do all this. It's not about trying to get into office. It's doing the right thing. And you need to talk to the Rowley and the government of why they're not doing the right thing. Why they're allowing us to the high murder rate and everything like that, and they're not doing nothing. The money that belongs to the treasury, that belongs to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, they're not doing nothing about it, except to empower the contractors and the financiers and everything like that. While you want to live in squalor, you can't get water. You can't get water on time, 24/7. You can't get water on time. You gotta buy all these big barrels and stuff, these big drums, these big water tanks, which is made out of ABS plastic piping, and ABS plastic piping is no longer used because of the fact that it leaches, and it leaches a lot of dioxins into the water. That's why we don't use ABS pipes anymore. You take ABS pipe, that's a black pipe, you stick it out in the sun, right? It is like spaghetti, right? This is what happened, and so if we get water for all, I think it's going to lower our cancer rate, and I'm very serious about that. I really do think so. Right? We have so much to offer, and that's what all we're trying to do is to tap into all our resources and create and bring our potential up. That's all we're doing. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with us trying to tell you to love yourself? I don't understand, right? What's wrong with you loving yourself? And if you love yourself and you become self-aware, and when you become self-aware, you'll be making the choices like you're making before. That's all we're asking. Love yourself. Nothing more. Nothing more than that. Freedom is not free. Freedom is not free. And that's why I said freedom is not free. Right? You want to love yourself? These are the things we have to do. Good night, Jeffrey. How we doing, sir? Right? Love yourself. Nobody can love you like you. I don't care if you have a boyfriend, husband, girlfriend, wife, or nobody can love you like you. Right? You gotta take care of yourself, and you gotta see what you want from life and how you're gonna reach your full potential. And if what the government is doing, right, is all they're doing is stamp on your head and actually squashing your potential, why you with them? Hello, Lisa, how you doing, young lady? Right? Why? And that hurts me more than anything else. Because I've seen so many intelligent people, like, you're so intelligent, the kind of energy and the vibrancy and everything like that. And it's like, what happened? What happened? What you lost? What is it? They screw us up so much that we lost that vibrancy? Come on. We could do better than this, man. We could do better than this. Way better than this. Hating ourselves. Self-hatred. Oh, I can't do that. Don't tell me there's no such thing as can't. Right? I told my children already. There's no such thing as can't. There's no such thing as can't. That's a bad word. That's a bad word for us. No such thing as can't. No such word. Nothing. I homeschool two of my kids. Two of my children. I homeschool them, and I had a reason why I homeschool them. Why? So they won't get that other world perspective that, you know what, I'm not good enough, I'm not this enough. Bull crap. I refuse to do that. I took up my responsibility to go in and homeschool my kids, and what a big difference, right? Stop with the sheep attitude. Not because we already lost the sheep, right? That means you have to be the sheep to replace the sheep that got lost. It's madness, totally madness and everything else. Can't do that. I'm sorry, I can't go for that. I refuse to go for that. I'm not doing it no more. None of that crap, right? Lovely, beautiful people with this raw energy and that passion and everything that. All we just need is just the right environment, create the right environment, so that energy and that passion and that deep intelligence can come out, and no one can squash a candle, and all of a sudden now you create new ideas, and this idea, and you start to see things differently now. All of a sudden you wake up in the morning, and it's like you're restless because you can't go back to sleep because you have this idea that could bring you, that could move you ahead. This is what we're talking about. And all we had to do is create the environment. That's what government's supposed to do. Facilitate the environment, create the environment, right? Not government coming in and sending money to the contractors who broker in their jobs and say, I give you this. Well, I'll give you $10 million for the campaign trail, so I expect $200 million on the back end, and all this nonsense, stealing our money. And don't tell me, but Kamala Tifless. I don't want to hear nothing about that, because SIS, right? Without water treatment plant, they're high and dry, and they went to Panama, and they got over 70% of that friggin' job, $945 million, and they got 70%, and they ran away to Panama. Okay, so I don't want to hear no bandits. Once you steal from the people, I don't want to hear nothing about it whatsoever. Their theft is the reason why I am here. Their theft is the reason why a lot of us who are in foreign are there, because they did not create the environment for us to stay there at all. And at the same time, right, giving a lot of broken down promises. Their theft is the reason why you have to suffer with a water crisis and the bad roads, even though we're the largest, best pitch lake in the whole damn friggin' world and everything like that. Their theft result in Petrotrin being no more, and we have to import gasoline and diesel, and at the same time the company saying, pay us up front first, right? It's their theft cause all that. All that. And for those who want to say, well, still, at the same time, UNC did great, yeah, a box train. You're worth a box train. Is that how low you think of yourself? You're worth a box train? That's madness. What about your children? What about them? What about them? You feed them and take care of them every single day, and you look at them with loving eyes, and at the same time, these bastards took all our money away from them, so they can't reach their own potential. Mad. No. Not good for none. None. We do what we have to do. Is it we swim or we sink? That's it. End of story with that. Right? So, and then lastly, I'll just leave this with you folks. There was a guy, my friend Edward Jones. He made a dishwashing liquid. I think it was a CN3. He had made a dishwashing liquid that used coconut oil and everything like that, right? And I'm gonna introduce him to the market space also. Okay, he and I, we went to school together. It was a lower form in high school, but he knows me well. But there's also need for microbreweries right now. Instead of relying on Carib and Stag for your main beers, you can create your own beer. Do you know that? For as little as $120 US, you could create your own beer and start to experiment with your own beer and create your own microbrewery. Because right now, here stateside, there's no growth in regular beers like Anheuser-Busch and Coors Light. In fact, actually, they're losing market share. So what they're doing now, they're looking for small microbreweries that's creating these new craft beers, and what they're doing now, they're buying them out in order to hit market potential. So just like how you have Stag and Carib that's owned by the Sabgas, one is still one company. We can start creating our own microbreweries, and that's something I'm gonna get more into with everyone. And this is a fantastic idea. The other guy I knew, there's a place called Andy's Cherry Nectar. They had a cherry nectar. They were Adventists, and they had a cherry nectar, and that cherry nectar was great, nice, love it. So at the time, no Hassan Ali, he's a Muslim. He's a Muslim. Well, was a Muslim because he died now, and he was the president. And he came to Tobago, and someone introduced him to Andy's Cherry Nectar, and he was so fascinated by it because it was non-alcoholic. And he bought like 12 cases, and when he went back to Trinidad at President House, he always served it in lieu of alcohol. And I don't know what happened, what transpired in between, but I heard that company was bought up by someone else. But what I'm saying is that these are the kind of ideas we need to have. Even our cocoa is number one in the world. Our cocoa is number one in the world. 1%, I ain't scared of them. Screw them. Screw the one. The 1% will only get power if you let them get power. That's the one. So why should you be afraid of them for? Only if you let them have power over you, then they will have power. Screw that. So what I'm saying is that our cocoa are the best in the world. Our cocoa are the best, right? Ghana produce more cocoa than we do, but it's of a lower grade. So what they want to do is that when they want to do their gourmet chocolate or whatever the case may be, they take the Trinidad cocoa or chocolate and they sprinkle it. They sprinkle it and consider it gourmet, right? So we have that flavor because of a unique place of where we are. And that's what happened. But we don't utilize it. And this is where the issue is. The same thing with our honey. Try to make honey. Right? You see? Thank you, Sal. Right? So you know what I'm talking about, Sal. Right? Sal, our honey. Our honey is the best in the world. And the reason why honey is best is because it doesn't have that bacteria. Now, most of the bees around the world has a bacteria that's passed on from one to the next. And that bacteria, if it's not treated, it doesn't affect you. It affects the bees and it can kill off the bees very easy. Especially like a lot of the commercial bees, where they used to pollinate orchards and stuff like that for a lot of fruits and vegetables. They have that bacteria that kills them. So what they often do now, they'll get sugar water and they put antibiotics in the sugar water to kill, I'm sorry, they'll put antibiotics in the sugar water to kill that germ that the bees have, so they wouldn't die off. Our bees don't have that issue, and that is why for a long time we couldn't import honey into Trinidad and Tobago because of the fact of fear of cross contamination, because our bees have no natural resistance to that bacteria. So that's why it is so pure. We can sell for even 7 times the premium price. All you need is a good distribution network and good marketing. And that's why we're gonna come in. I'm gonna start doing all these things pretty soon. Give it about 3 to 5 months because I gotta work out all the paperwork and everything like that. But watch and weep. Watch. This is what we're gonna do. Anyhow, it is what it is. I said my piece, said what I gotta do, and what our party is gonna do. So when you look at us, like I said, don't go after the personalities. Look at our principles and what we're offering, and look at our 21 policies, or what we want to do in order for us to move all of us together ahead. Every single citizen lives matter. We need your intelligence. We need your ideas, your thoughts of how we can move our country forward. And we know regard of race, hair texture, skin color, all them kind of light foolishness and everything like that. Because when they're dead, we all go in a grave. When they're dead, they're dead, right? All that means nothing afterwards, right? We just want the deep intelligence, so we can make a big mark, and we can push our country forward and uplift everyone at the same time. That is all there is. That's all we're asking for. Nothing more than that. Nothing. What's so hard about that? Keep loving yourself. Love yourself. You're number one. Keep loving yourself. Don't ever forget that. And those who don't like you, tell them, take a ticket, get in line, because there are 10 others ahead of them. That's all. Right? Later down this week, I'm going to do some more lives and everything like that. And I'm going to put out some more posts with respect to some of our older, the people who have impacted our lives and impacted other countries around the world who have Trinbago descent or who are Trinbagonians. That power, that energy will never stop. Let's keep the fire burning inside of all of us, all right? Have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.